Alright, hello world! I'm back with a little review of one of my car. Enjoying coffee. Hope you guys are doing well where you are. Oh damn, this is hot. Here in Hong Kong, things are pretty much normal. Except for nobody having a job. We can now freely do stuff. So, I'm gonna show you today a 1/28th scale chassis that I have, which is originally a Mini-q6 from very cheap Chinese internet, TaoBao. I got the chassis originally not ready to drive it, but in order to have a chassis that I can design cars around. And so I'm running it right now in a 102 wheelbase with my Formula E body. As you can see, even with a very bulky front, it is fitting. I went with a body post mount in the front and in the rear. The Velcro is just not cutting it for driving around. It's too easy to come out, and I can't really adjust the height the way I like. So let's take a look at that chassis. First of all, I shall say, buy a Kyosho, buy a GL, buy a Atomic. I'm waiting for a rear-wheel drive Atomic chassis soon. I didn't buy it thinking I was gonna drive it, and those are not good. I think that's why they're selling those as drift platform, so all the problems that they have with the quality of their chassis and their parts and their hop-ups and everything is hidden by the fact that the car slides around all over the place. And I don't want to run it as a drifter, I want to run it as a road car. So, like I said, I'm running it in a 102 wheelbase. This is fully adjustable from 90 to 108, and for that you move the rear end along those holes, and you have to change the central shafts for the different wheelbase. So they have a set that they sell for it. I have modified this car quite a bit. Originally it came with a plastic front end and back end and an aluminum stiffener at the center. The plastic that it came with did not allow for the steering to go. It was touching the steering, so I had to cut some holes into it, and of course the plastic being super brittle, it broke from just driving the car in my living room. So I went for the aluminum hop-ups for the front and for the rear, which are in itself, those are not bad parts. You have quite a bit of adjustability here. You can change the camber of the wheel. Of course, you can change the toe by playing with the turnbuckles behind. It's very similar to the Kyosho suspension style. Then in the front you have this additional part that allows you to put body mounts. So I'm 3D printing my own body mounts depending on the bodies that I have. And it doesn't fit anymore with the original aluminum stiffener. And then I bought the one for the rear, except that the one for the rear didn't come with anything to lock the rear wheel from steering. And so I had to come up with my own. And so this is a piece that I will put on my Thingiverse and my GrabCAD along with the stiffener at the bottom, which is really good. This one is with a 0 degree at the back. I'll do a few with a little bit more degrees for the rear wheel, but that works actually really well now. I'm actually using the parts at the rear that are the original plastic parts. The front I've upgraded to the aluminum for the wheel hub, and I'm using the Kyosho diffs because the aluminum diffs that comes with the kits are garbage. You can actually hold both parts and turn the center gear. I don't even know how that's possible. It's either too hard or too loose. Those are just garbage, like a lot of the RCs that are made and sold in the on the mainland Chinese websites. on TaoBao. I know this comes as well. I think the Hobby King sells it as the TZ4. There's quite a lot of brands for this. It's probably an OEM design, or they're all ripping each other off. The Mini-q6 is super similar as well. I think just the style of suspension changes. But once I've made the stiffening at the center, and I've made this ABS part at the rear, the car actually handles well. I'm gonna get a track on my rooftop soon, so I'll be able to film a couple of videos of this thing driving around. I'm running whatever electronic came with it. It's a brushed motor with 2.4 gigahertz receiver and a brushed ESC, the stock servo. All those are fine. I think the speed is decent. I tried it outside on a large area. It's not really, it feels pretty slow, but indoors on small tracks it feels good. The speed is pretty good. The handling was terrible with the original diffs. I guess if you're running it once again for drifting, it doesn't matter. You just lock the rear and loosen the front, and then you can go slide around. But the Kyosho ones are just better. Those I had from MA01, I think, an old one that a friend gave to me. And so here you go. This is the car. I have modified the stiffener here. I've changed the battery holder by just those little brass poles that were originally made to put those I don't know, they call the magnet body mounts, the ghost body mount or whatever. I'm not using it. I don't care to have the body post sticking out of the bodies. And now with this and that, I can slide the battery in it. I don't need to put a strap around. It's just snug. It doesn't move anymore. And I think that's about it for that. I'll do some running videos once I have a track. I'm gonna try to set up, I want to set up an oval track because I want to race those oval Gander NASCAR truck buddies that I've made, because personally, this is one of my favorite buddy. I know it's super simple, it's super squarish. I just think it just looks awesome, and this is gonna be cool to do oval racing with it. Those are the other buddies that I'm going to be testing as well on the track. I have the fast pan buddy with the cap forward, which is really neat. I think this one is really nice for downforce. I got the GT buddy as well, which is a mix of a lot of cars that I like. It's one of the first molds that I designed for my vacuum form as well, and it's in a 94 and a 75 width. And another one which can be 94 and 98, which is the GT6 75 width as well, which I think is gonna have a lot more racing specs with the wing and just the general body shape. I think the channeling of the air at speed is gonna be pretty good with this car. I really like the rear of it, so that's gonna be more of a racing body. Than this is going to be probably more for a slower class, I would say. And then I have my Super 5 buddy, which is 94-98 on my 102 wheelbase. It's not gonna fit. You see, my wheelbase right now is too long. Really stocky. I really like this old French car. This used to be one of my favorite car to see on the road when I was a kid, when I could see a Renault 5 driving around. Those cars, all the friends in high school used to modify those, so that's kind of a nostalgic car for me. And I was asked yesterday by someone online if I would consider doing a Golf MK1, which I think would be a really cool match with this car, because the thing about this is that the scale you see is not obviously not 27th, 28th anymore. It's a bit larger if you compare to the other cars when you're going to do a smaller body. So I think I'm going to do more of those 80s hatchback from Europe, and maybe have a little range with the MK1, the Super 5, maybe something like a 205 or a Fiesta. I'm not sure yet, but I think the MK1 like hill climb style body would be really cool. So I think for now that's going to be all that I have to say about this little Mini-q6. It's not a Mini Z, it's a Mini-q, completely different, which is actually a very different car. Am I gonna be able to put a body post in it? Yes, I am. Look at that talent. And so I'll do some running videos. I just acquired a small action cam, so I'm gonna be able to film more driving and days on the track, and hopefully at home, once I have the little track set up, I'm gonna be able to film some oval racing and circuit racing with the minis, and with more than me as well. Hopefully we'll have, maybe I'll do a little series with my my son learning how to pilot. He's got my first Mini Z, which is honestly one of the worst thing Kyosho's ever produced, so I want it to be shown. It's really sad. And so here you go, overall with the modifications. It's an enjoyable car to drive. I'm yet to see what it does on the track compared to other chassis, but I don't think it's worth buying this cheap chassis and then going through everything you have to upgrade plus ingenuity to make it work all by yourself. So I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. Get a good brand name, something that has good support, a good community and so on, especially if you're not planning to drift and you're planning to actually race it around. Alright, so that's it for me for my Mini-q6 and my little collection of Mini Z buddies, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.